Okay, folks, it's your buddy Mike Messier. The movie Boy Kills World. It was the secret surprise movie tonight. Cinemark has joined the fun. This used to be something I would go see at Regal, then AMC, and now Cinemark's in on the action. Basically, they have these preview nights. $5 Monday night mystery movie. You don't know what you're seeing. Tonight, I went to the movie, and it was Boy Kills World, which is a movie title I've seen bounced around, and I didn't know what to expect, really. Should you go see this movie? Should you go not? I kind of have the feeling that if you want to go see it, you will go see it, and you'll probably like it. If you're not sure what the heck's going on with this thing, if you don't like violence, if you don't like blood, then stay away, because it's got a lot of both. Me, I think a younger version of me would have liked this, or had I been in a different mood, but I didn't really have a great time with this one. And here's the thing, folks. I think in this type of case, when you see a movie, you kind of have to be in a certain mood, and the risk with these mystery movies is you may not be in the mood for what they're serving up, and that's the fun, but that's also the risk. So I guess I really wasn't in the action mood tonight. I wasn't in the mood, but like I said, it's the mystery. And once you're in the theater, it's too late to change movies. Oddly enough, Spider-Man 2 from 20 years ago was playing, which I believe, didn't Sam Raimi, is that the guy's name? He had something to do with Spider-Man 2, and I think he had something to do with this one as a producer. That being said, let me get into some of the nuances. So this is what I would suggest, fine folks. If you see my review, if you don't want to get spoiled, go see the movie and then come back and watch the rest of the review, because at this point, I'm going to start freely giving away some secrets, giving away some stuff. So what do I like? I'll do a like versus dislike thing. What did I like about the movie? First of all, I like seeing Famke Janssen. I was trying to remember her name once I saw her on screen as the mom or the queen boss bitch or whatever. She was always like a big hot number. I think she was even a Bond lady at one point, a James Bond girl. She's a really gorgeous woman. One of these women that you kind of feel like, I've never seen her give a bad performance in a film. I just feel like we haven't seen enough of her in her career, but here she is in this and doing quite well. What else did I like? I mean, obviously the fight scenes were good. It just felt to me like they just felt like every other fight scene in the last 20 years, maybe post-Matrix or even before the Matrix. You had these, everything's like some fucking, everyone's doing the same martial arts bullshit, and then you throw in some weapons, and I'll stab you 1,000,000 times, but you won't die. I mean, at some point during this film, and other films as well, it's like, how many times do you have to fucking give somebody a lethal stab in the belly, or whatever the fuck? And it seems in some of these fight scenes, especially the last big one, there's these moments when one character can easily just kill the other one, but they let the move go, because it does feel like pro wrestling moves. It feels like some STFs are getting thrown in there, like the trainer guy has some STFs. This is kind of leading to one of the big elements of this film, why I don't like it. And this is kind of nuanced, and maybe it's just me, but this movie has basically a big swerve at the end. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. It has a big revelation, a big, you've been mind-fucked kid your whole life, and what you thought was reality, what you thought went down didn't go down. Okay, I liked that surprise. I actually did. However, because of, if you're going to make a film and you're going to have a big surprise like that at the end, it diminishes and it basically discounts and it disregards everything we saw before that. In this particular movie, I didn't have much emotional investment before that moment. I was more intrigued by the movie after that reveal. Like, I thought that was kind of cool, but I felt as an audience member being left out of that secret that the main character doesn't know about. I just didn't feel really emotionally attached to any of these fucking characters, and just, the idea with the editing for this one just felt like, throw everybody in the middle of the action and let them catch up. Okay, but what if I don't give a shit? And I think that because this was a mystery movie, that kind of lends itself to the I don't give a shit, because I didn't really pick this movie. This is just the circumstances. And when the movie started, it started really powerfully with the shooting of the family, or the shooting of whatever the fuck, and then you get the big reveal later, and it's like, okay, so everything we sat through for an hour and 45 minutes, or however the fuck long it was basically bullshit or a lie. And if you're going to pull that swerve off at the end, the audience really should be emotionally invested and tied into the lie. Like, we're really rooting for this fucking guy. But I really wasn't rooting for the fucking guy, because the whole point of him being a mute, because, we don't even know, at least unless I missed something, that he's got his tongue cut and he's been gouged in the ear by the master guy, because the master guy wants revenge for his dead family. All that stuff I dug, but just kind of information loading us at the end, I didn't give a shit by the time we got to the end. Like, by the time we got to the end, 15 minutes left of the movie, 20 minutes left, when all this fascinating information of this deception and this conflict where everybody's killing everybody and families and all, and who's the good guy, who's the bad guy, not to be fucking trite about it, but kind of like this Israel, Palestine, Gaza, all these things that I don't really fully comprehend or understand, but people that do fully comprehend and understand will give you 50 fucking different variations on a theme of who's at fault and who started it and who's worse and who's, you know what I mean? So for this, it's kind of like, okay, there's a conflict going on between these folks and these other folks, these two families, and people are getting killed, and people are using children as devices of war and weapons and so forth, and the evil master whose family was killed. But is he so evil, or is he just the revolutionary? And now he's going to train this, aristocratic kid to go out and headhunt his own mother. So there's really, you don't like anybody. I mean, at least for me, it's like, okay, there's no, everything's gray. There's no black and white. All right, fine. I don't give a shit about any of you. You know what I mean? That's how I end up feeling when we have to blur all the goddamn lines. There's no good guys, there are no bad guys, they're all just bad guys, and everybody's killing each other, and all the fucking arms are getting smashed. Compare this to a little, simpler tale, perhaps, but I think a better executed movie, Commando, from fucking 1988, 1987, 86 maybe. Arnold Schwarzenegger has to go rescue his kidnapped daughter on some fucking obscure island from some assholes. You know what I mean? Simple premise. You've got Alyssa Milano as the daughter. She's the innocent. You got Arnold Schwarzenegger as the guy. And he's killing everyone. But we're cheering for him to kill people because it's a clear case of this is the good guy and these are the assholes. In this movie, it tries to outsmart itself. It tries to be cute. It's stay in your goddamn lane. If you're trying to make a fucking movie where there's some commentary on conflict or war, but it's just buried in conflict and war and just glorifying the violence, and I'm not a fucking prude when it comes to violence, I'm fine with it. But if I'm going to sit there and cheer for people to go around stabbing each other and breaking the arms and twisting the fingers and all that horse shit, I need to have an emotional investment, and really I didn't. And then by the time they kind of got me, with like the Sixth Sense surprise. Oh, okay, Mike, everything you've been watching for an hour and 40 minutes is bullshit, because here's what really happened. By the time we got to that, like I said, you've already lost me. And now I kind of got more into the movie with 15 or 20 minutes left in it, but then it's too fucking late. So does the movie think it's so good that I'm going to go and see it again? Oh, I have to figure it out now. Maybe, like I said, when I was a young man and I was more optimistic about things and I gave a shit a little bit more, maybe I would have gone see the movie a second time. But now there's so many movies that come. And then another thing, folks, you ready? I probably have just seen too many movies lately. I think this is the third night in a fucking row I've seen a movie. I did my review of whatever the fuck last night, Abigail, and then I think Saturday I saw something. So it's just, you know, I'm getting flooded, and maybe I just need to get away from the movies, take a fucking few days off. This Hereditary thing is coming out, but to me, I just felt like this movie had too much of the same shit I've seen in other movies, too many of the goddamn martial arts things. Here's a little trick for you fine folks. I don't normally tell people these things, but you know that little cupboard in your fucking car in between the car seats? I keep things in there, and I keep my little cologne in there. So now I'm going to put some on as a nice, just to refresh. So anyway, that's the deal, folks. You know, it's like I can honestly say that I didn't really like this movie as much as I wish I did, but I think that other people probably will. I mean, here's a movie. You say, "Oh, Mike, you just don't like action movies." Well, not really. But a better movie than this one, I think, that had a better story, that was similar. Sucker Punch. Okay, no, for whatever the fuck reason, that's like an overlooked classic. I think I only saw it once, but when I saw it, I thought it was awesome and had a unique. These hot women, these hot girls are in this fucking psychiatric hospital, and they're all fighting to get out of it. You know what I mean? That was cool, but this. It's like, is the word dystopian, like end of the world shit? If we're going to do these dystopian movies, once a fucking again, you can't just take the audience for granted. Oh, it's a dystopian time and we're all going to give a shit. No, assholes, you have to tell your own story. It really felt like with this movie, Boy Kills World, which the title is incredibly similar to the sitcom that I never watched, Boy vs. World. I think that's what it was called. But if you're going to just throw people into dystopian, how did we fucking get there? Was that explained in this movie? I don't remember it. Maybe it was. I mean, it's possible I fucking nodded off. I don't fucking know. But I didn't feel like there was any exploration or it was just all action. You know what I mean? And you can have a pretty dominant fucking action movie, you know, with the fucking martial arts fighting. But if there's no story or little storytelling to back it up to make people care, then it's just watching shit happen. And basically it felt like a fucking video game. It felt like a 2-hour fucking video game. And I think if they took out 1 or 2 fight scenes in this goddamn thing, or maybe made some of the fight scenes just shorter in length, then they would have had time for some fucking, guess what, character goddamn development, folks. And not just the fucking 12-year-old kid getting trained by fucking Mr. Miyagi on Prozac, but like something relevant, something of interest. Okay, here's the other goddamn thing. The little sister ghost thing, that was like this movie's attempt at humanity. Oh, once again, dead sister. Let's just throw a dead sister in the mix, and that'll get everyone excited. Well, the dead sister, I thought the kid actor did a good job of being cute and wholesome and dead, but for whatever the fuck reason, our guy here, you know, the main guy, he's like shunning the ghost of his dead sister. So he's going through all this goddamn horse shit to get revenge for his dead sister. But he shuns the image of her. Like he doesn't realize that she's a ghost, right? Like he does realize that she's a ghost, yet he tries to save her because he's afraid she's going to get hurt. So does he know that she's a ghost or not? It was just all over the fucking place. And then at the final thing, when the brother of the bad witch, there's like 2 witches here. There's like the TV producer witch and then the ultra boss witch, I guess. So there's 2 main women that are sisters, and then their brother kind of turns babyface and he gives up the keys. And then our main guy there, you know, the little ghost girl comes and holds back his hand so he won't kill the brother. And then he's like, I don't need you anymore, or whatever the fuck. You know, that was the other big ass thing. This voiceover sucked. I just didn't like it. That's why I give myself this cool voice. The fucking video game voice. Okay, now, and once again, at the end of the movie, now I realize, okay, he has to have the video game voice because he cannot speak audibly because the master guy cut his fucking tongue out. So he's got to talk, but he talks in the video game voice, which reminds him of his little sister when they played the fucking video games together. Okay, well, all that wonderful information that I have at the end of the movie, if I had gotten that within the first 15 or 20 minutes of the movie, maybe I would have given a shit a bit more. That's the problem. That's the risk you fucking take, assholes, when you fucking edit the movie or you write the script in a way that all the relevant information is backloaded towards the end. You're going to lose some people, and you lost me, because the martial arts and the fucking stabbing in the stomachs and all this horse shit, I didn't keep my emotional interest until we got to that point. Like, you were losing me, because it just felt like the same shit. Okay. Training, fighting, breaking arms, stabbing. The good guy never fucking dies, but everybody else does. Okay. And, you know, it's just, I don't know. It's just whatever the fuck. So when the little girl ghost, like, tries to hold his hand and he says, I don't need you anymore, or whatever the fuck. And then he kills the brother guy. And then he, you know, so then, like, okay, he overcomes the ghost of his dead sister. And for some reason, I mean, I kind of knew that the girl with the good stomach was like his sister grown up. Like, okay, the abs chick, her abs are popping out so much, she must be a relevant character. And it turns out, oh my God, that's his sister. Saw that fucking coming. So then it's like, now we've got, he just gave up the ghost of his sister like a minute earlier. And now we have the sister revealed again with the fucking helmet on. Okay. I don't know. I mean, I think it would have, in some regard, worked better if it was a love interest, like a romantic love interest. I don't. And then the sister character was kind of cool. She fucking stabs her mother in the head. So all these things of like, well, who's your priority to? Your fucking crazy warmonger mother, or your brother who's been training and trying to kill everyone, or whatever the fuck. So the sister has a nice little arc. I think this movie could have been the victim of keeping too many secrets. Like, if we had seen some scenes, you know, with actual dialogue and character development, and not all these goddamn secrets till the end. If we had seen the sister character and the evil bitch mom, Famke Janssen, having some conflict, maybe arguing, like, let her talk a little bit, let the sister character talk, we might have cared more when all these conflicts happened. But the whole point of this, the way they made this movie, was, let's keep the audience in the dark, and we'll reveal all this emotional stuff at the end, and then it'll be so awesome. Well, it wasn't so goddamn awesome, because you lost me by the time we got there, assholes. So that's my take on it. Now, other fuckers might disagree. I was wondering, you know, and once again, and I haven't even said this until now, it felt like a video game. It felt like, okay, was this movie based on a video game? Was it based on a comic book that was based on a video game? You know what I mean? Because it felt like if you had, here's the inside baseball, Messier, I don't play fucking video games anymore. I haven't in a long time. Am I opposed to video game playing? No. But it's just something that I was so into from my childhood that at some point I just realized this is going to monopolize my goddamn life, sitting here and playing these games. So I stopped playing them. Someone was going into the vehicle next to me. So, you know, I just stopped playing the video games, and I just don't like them consuming my time, so I don't play video games anymore. Now, I realize in the years since I haven't played video games, the video game world has gone to greater and greater and greater heights. There's a whole fucking world of people playing video games and watching other assholes play video games online for money. Like, people make their fucking life now by sitting there playing a video game, and other idiots are watching them play a video game, which I think is a little deranged, quite honestly. No offense, but I just don't understand the joy in that. Like, I'm going to sit here on my ass and watch some other idiot play a video game and get hints and clues. Okay. And I guess the appeal is that you feel like this person who's playing this video game is your buddy, and they're giving you all these secrets or whatever the fuck. I just don't see the appeal to that. You know what I mean? I think it's a waste of time. Now you might be saying, well, gee whiz, Mike, watching this video of you babbling about this fucking movie is a waste of time. Well, no arguments. I'm just saying, I don't get the video game thing. So this movie, I think you'll probably like it more than I do, and that's fine. But yeah, whatever the fuck. Boy Kills World. MikeMessier.com. You can stand me on social. All the links are on MikeMessier.com. Buy one of my wonderful books, Fight or Play Basketball, A Distance from Avalon. the Foreign Object eBay store. One artist, Mike Messier, one man.